Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, Tony.
Good.
How are you today?
Okay. Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh, good to see you too.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Deirdre.
Okay.
Deirdre Tettleborough.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh,
I'm not usually working here, but if the manager of the resource center has to be away at a meeting, a number of the board members are able to step in, or a volunteer to step in and man the center while she's away.
okay. Okay. Wow. Your office is good.
Oh, yes, it's.
Can you introduce volunteers?
Yes. Okay, so here we have pictures of all of the people who are members of the board.
Yeah.
And so there's Helen Fletcher, Carol Carmen, our treasurer, Kim Schleeper, Jennifer Burgess, Merritt Fullerton, Bonnie Hardy, Sandy Jenkins, and Sarah Richardson. And Sherry Epp, who sits on Metchosin Council, she is the liaison for the Seniors Resource Center for the Metchosin Seniors Association. And then these are our volunteers: Myrna Adams, Darren Burr, Diana Clare, Felicity, Gary Fletcher, Norm Hardy, Ken Black, he's our tech guru, Suzanne Lee, and Gay, Kathy O'Connor, she does a lot of filling in the office for us, Marianne, and Sylvia.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Yes.
Too many. Wow.
Yeah, no, we're very, very fortunate.
Okay.
This is where we have a number of the brochures and information. We have we send a newsletter to the members once a month.
Okay.
It usually goes out via email, but we print some copies as well for people who don't have a computer. And then these beautiful stands
Oh, wow.
were built by the William Head Institution, Community Connections Group. So we had a table here, but they built us these beautiful stands to keep our information.
Wow.
And then this is where we would have, when people come on Wednesdays for a tea, or where we have our board meetings, we would gather here.
Yeah.
And we have a lovely kitchen just through this door that we're able to use to make coffee and tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, thank you. Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you,
Okay.
Tony. Thank you.
Please introduce yourself, please.
Yes, I'm happy to do so. My name is Deirdre Tettleborough. I am the chair of the board of the Metchosin Seniors Association, and it is the Metchosin Seniors Association that operates the Seniors Resource Center, and that's where we're sitting today.
Thank you. How is the Metchosin Senior Center staffed?
We have one person who works in the center. It's a contract position, and her role is to keep the center open 16 hours a week. And then there would be time in addition to those 16 hours that she would attend a meeting or visit someone. So it's a position that takes up to 21 hours a week, and it's done by that one person.
Okay. What does our Metchosin Senior Center mainly do?
Good question. Okay, the Senior Center was started back in 2012. It's a result of a community initiative in 2011, 2012 to create Metchosin as an age-friendly community. Which means that there, among other things, that there's a respect for all ages, and there is a network in place to support older adults in the community so that they feel valued and safe.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the Senior Center now in its 10th year. What happens is that its role primarily is to respond to inquiries about information or services that will help people with the challenge of aging in their own homes. Our goal is to help people, seniors in Metchosin, stay in their homes for as long as they're able. So they might need some assistance with painting or minor maintenance in the home, yard work. They might need some advice about what plumbers might be available, or electricians, who does painting or housekeeping, somebody who might help them with their income tax return. In addition to responding to those very general questions, it might be a question to do with health. Perhaps their health is failing and they're wondering what resources might be available. This booklet is a booklet that we often refer to people. It's a complete directory of services for seniors. So we would provide that information. In addition to providing them with information about what services and supports there might be for them, we also deliver the Better at Home program in Metchosin. And that program enables us, with the help of our volunteers, there are pictures here of all the volunteers who help us, drive people to medical appointments. Perhaps it's an eye appointment that they're having drops in their eyes and they're not able to drive themselves. They may no longer be able to drive and they need to go to the Jubilee Hospital for a test or something. So our volunteers do that driving. We had, in 2022, our volunteers logged over 6,000 kilometers driving people to appointments.
Wow.
There were about 170 appointments in 2022 that volunteers drove Metchosin seniors to. The number of requests we get for information is over 200. So back to the services that we can provide through Better at Home, the driving to medical or grocery shopping. We have a wonderful volunteer, all the volunteers are wonderful, a volunteer who helps people with technical assistance if they're having trouble with their computer or an iPhone or an iPad. He volunteers his time to help them work out through the technical difficulties they're having. We also have people who will make friendly visits to people who aren't able to get out of their home. And then that's done by a volunteer. So a good part of the job, as well as responding to these requests for information, is coordinating volunteers and arranging for volunteers to help people.
Oh yeah, thank you. At what age do you become a senior?
A senior. I think legally or officially it's 65. That's what most people would count as a senior, but the definitions change. Sometimes it's 55 and over.
Oh, wow.
But most usually it's 65.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
yeah.
What kind of assistance or support do seniors in this area need? I think mostly because Metchosin is a rural community and people tend to live on bigger properties, down driveways, it's important that if they have some health challenges, that it's difficult for them to move around, that they might be at risk in an emergency. We work very closely with the Chief Dunlop at the fire department and her crew to be sure we're each aware of people who might need assistance in the event of an emergency. She will refer people to the senior center if they need more general help, and the fire department would look after people in the event of an emergency. So probably transportation is one of the biggest areas that we're requested to help out with, because the bus service is not very frequent in a rural community like this, and often for an older person it would mean a long walk to even get to the bus stop. So for some older people that would be difficult. We also support them with events like the Parisian Cafe. We support the fire chief in the flu clinic, which I know you helped once providing us with the face masks during that year of COVID. So we have a lot of support within the community to help people in the community.
Oh yeah, okay, thanks. What efforts are being made to meet the demand of seniors?
I would say the resource center, in terms of arranging transportation, friendly visits, wellness checks and friendly visits, those I think are, and events. We have a little gathering twice a month where we can some of the seniors are driven to the event on a Wednesday afternoon, and it's an opportunity just to see how they are, an opportunity for them to get out and see their friends. So I would say a large part of it is helping people stay connected.
Oh,
yeah,
good. How do volunteers and experts contribute to help seniors?
Volunteers, in their time, giving their time to drive, to help out at a flu clinic, to help out at the Parisian Cafe, to go and visit a senior. I would say the volunteers, in terms of their time as well as expertise, our tech expert who volunteers to help people with technology, he's applying his expertise. But as well, there would be accountants that somebody might like to see, or legal advice, or health advice, and we would do everything we could to help them navigate to find someone, an expert who's able to help them with whatever their concern would be.
Oh yeah, good. Okay. Seniors who have just turned 65 are unable to understand the various benefits provided to seniors. Are these things explained to them when they come to the senior center?
That's a good question. Some seniors will be aware of what, by virtue of being 65, for instance, in Canada, we have a government pension plan, the Canada Pension Plan, that people in their working life contribute to, and then when they retire, they're able to receive that pension based on their earnings throughout their working life up to a maximum. I don't know what it is. In addition to that, there's old age security. Most people are quite familiar with those benefits of having worked in Canada and then retiring. The old age security, people don't contribute to, I believe. I believe that's a pension that's given to people when they turn 65. But disability pension, any government assistance that people might qualify because of a medical condition, that they might qualify for in addition to the Canada Pension and Old Age Security, they might not be aware of. And if we didn't know, we would be able to help them find somebody that they could talk to help them with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. In the case of senior benefits, there are benefits provided by the federal government and benefits provided by the BC provincial government. Can you explain this?
Mm-hmm. From the federal government would be the Canada Pension Plan and Old Age Security. The provincial government has various things in place for seniors, and it may vary a little bit from province to province in Canada, but for instance, people over 65, I believe they don't have to pay for medication that they get from the pharmacy. They would just have to pay a dispensing fee. Now that may not apply to all medication, but it would apply to some. They would, the provincial government has things like discounts on the ferry. If a senior's traveling on the ferry, they would qualify for a discount. And I think maybe there's senior rates on buses. So I think where the province can, there will be senior discounts, but it's more the financial benefit would come from the federal government.
Oh yeah. And I think low-income seniors maybe support from BC government and mortgages, no?
Now that, I don't know that. That would probably be a good question for the manager of the center.
Oh.
I think there is some assistance for people with very low income, assistance with, I think they get a subsidy for their rent to help them pay rent and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the case of this benefit, it is an issue that needs to be handled by an accountant. I will contact the accountant to find out this issue. Mm-hmm. If you know a local accountant, it might be better to introduce them.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. When there are complicated tax questions regarding what somebody might qualify for, deductions they could make on their income tax, we would definitely refer them to an accountant, a specialist who's familiar with how the person can be, how they could best be supported. Yeah.
If you have next time another interview with the accountant.
Yes.
Right? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any success stories you can share? Stories of seniors who received special assistance.
Mm-hmm. And if I may just backtrack for a second to your previous question, part of our mandate is to bring to the Senior Centre experts on issues that are important to seniors. And so when you mentioned we had a very well-attended information session where the Canada Revenue Agency came to talk to seniors. We've had a hearing specialist come to talk to seniors, a vaccination specialist, somebody speak about medical assistance in dying. So estate planning, all those things that are important to think about, we will, as we can, bring in experts to talk to people about that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then your question about success stories, I would say that the success stories are probably to do with when there have been successful connections. When a person, we've been able to successfully connect somebody with, it might be for technical advice, and it's been a huge help to them, and they understand something that they didn't before, and they're able to keep in touch with their family. It might be connecting somebody who no longer drives with a volunteer who takes them to their appointments, or with somebody who will visit them once every couple of weeks, and sort of mitigate the loneliness that a person might be feeling. So I'd say that when we've helped facilitate a connection, a good connection with something, that's a success story for us.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay. Are there collaborations with the local community or business for support?
Usually that support, well, certainly we work closely with the Metchosin Fire Department, the fire chief. We collaborate with different agencies, the family caregivers, for instance. We work with, as part of Better at Home, other provincial agencies and health professionals we would collaborate with. Businesses, I'd say we've received tremendous support, and it's often more event focused. For the Parisian Cafe, we have a number of local businesses, and the patisserie Danielle generously provides many pastries. We have people sponsoring the event, Nick with Tractor Time, Osprey Tree Service, Jane Johnson Realty. Those are just a few of the people who have supported the Parisian Cafe. The grocery store has supported us with the flu clinic when we needed those special masks. So we feel very fortunate that there is support from businesses in the community for the resource center.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the future plans for the senior center in terms of growth or development?
I think it's both a challenge and an opportunity. According to the last census, the 2021 census, 26%, so that's just over a quarter of people in Metchosin, are 65 and older. And I think that number is only going to increase in the future. So that means that we're anticipating greater need for the information and resources we can provide, for the services we can provide through Better at Home. So that may be a challenge for us.
Oh.
And also, it is generally getting harder to find volunteers. Most of our volunteers, you can see in the pictures, are seniors themselves, and so aren't getting any younger. So I think we have an opportunity to do more as the population of seniors increases in Metchosin, but that could be a challenge for us as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Last question. Lastly, do you expect any changes in the future through community engagement and collaborations?
My sense and hope is that there will be even greater collaboration and cooperation. And I think that is the way of the future for so many organizations. it's important that we're familiar with what we all do and how we can work together. An example, at the flu clinic recently, the two people with the neighborhood emergency preparedness program came to the flu clinic with information about the reflective address signs people can have for their driveways, information to do with how best to be prepared in the event of an emergency. They talked about neighborhood pods. We work with them, but it was wonderful to have that partnership at the flu clinic. There was an opportunity for them to talk to people who were coming to the flu clinic and tell them about neighborhood pods. And I think with the Healthy Communities Committee that we liaise with, I think there will only continue to be greater collaboration and working together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the interview today.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, how are you? Good. Nice to meet you. Hey. Okay. Okay, how are you? Wow, so good. Wow, nice. Thanks. Hey, how are you? Good.
Jack just found out yesterday that the Rona might take his job away. The poor bastard. He ain't got nothing saved. He's spending all on alcohol and $3 pull tabs. Bad luck, bad vibes. Long days, long lines, but the carny will get by. It's so hard to make a living when you barely can survive. Hustling rubes out on the midway under the flashing neon lights. Long days, long lines, but the carny will get by. Well, he's off the grid and off his meds, trying to choose between blue or red. He took a heavy dose, now he's all alone, eating gas station hot dogs and watching Alex Jones. Too weird to live, too rare to die. Long days, long lines, but the carny will get by. What
when my heart decides. Thoughts can be cruel, they're not mine to own. The space unravels when you let go. What's yours, it ain't mine, that energy goes today. The feather in the fire will blow it home your way. Moon mother, open your arms. Moon mother, this madness just begun. Moon mother, reach for my heart so I can feel your essence in me. How to unfold when this knot is so tight. Each step is chosen to reveal the light. Days left wondering, am I back here again? The shadow inside, waking your soul. What's mine is lost to time, our home is in the space. The bird who walks the line, just use those wings and rise. Moon,